Yes, y'all. Ahmaud Arbery's murderers are back in the news, and they are now appealing their hate crime charges. Man, these dudes might as well sit their butts down, serve their time. All of them are coming out in body bags. Now, some people believe Roddy might make it out because he got less sentence, but see what you're failing to realize about uh, Brian is he got sexual assault charges coming up. And, if that case, if he lose that case, he's going to end up with more years on his sentence. So he may be making it out in a body bag just like the other two. So let's get into it, y'all, for real. So, three men found guilty in Ahmaud Arbery's murder file appeals of hate crime convictions. These three ain't getting out of no hate crime convictions. That's exactly what they did. The three men convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery have filed appeals of their federal hate crime convictions. In court documents obtained by NPR, the three men, Gregory McMichael, Travis McMichael, and William Bryan, argue that race did not play a role in their decision to chase and shoot the 25-year-old black man in February of 2020. They already lost their appeal. They already lost the appeal just from saying that. We know it was race. And remember, after Travis McMichael shot him, he used racial slurs. Remember that all came out? Come on, man. Oh boy. And remember they found racial slurs in their text messages and everything. It trust me, they already lost this appeal. It's already lost. Every crime committed against an African American man by a man who has used racist language in the past is not a hate crime, the defense attorney said. So they got a defense attorney that's trying to say, it had nothing to do with Ahmaud Arbery's race. Yeah, well, they sure didn't chase a white man that was out there jogging. They did not do that. So, anyway, that's their argument. I'm telling y'all, they already lost this. So, the appellate brief written on the behalf of William Bryan. So, this is his defense attorney. So, they said in a 37-page appeal filed on March 3rd, attorneys representing Bryan and Gregory McMichael argued the two men hate crime convictions should be overturned given the evidence showed both men had pursued Arbery thinking he was a criminal, not solely because of his race. They're not going to win this appeal, y'all. The fact that Mr. Arbery was black was merely a characteristic shared with the person seen on the security footage, a fact of no greater import to Gregory McMichael. So they're saying it had nothing to do with his biological sex, had nothing to do with what he was wearing, his hairstyle, or his race on why they decided to pursue him out in the streets like they were hunting. This is what AJ Balbo, the attorney representing Greg McMichael, said. Mr. Arbery's race was only relevant because it matched the race of a man who was on home security footage. Yeah, because they were looking at a house that was being built, but he was not the only one. There were a lot of other people that did the same thing. So I don't see how when Ahmaud Arbery did it, it was any greater than other people that walked up to that same house and looked. So Arbery was shot and killed on February 23rd, 2020 in Brunswick, Georgia. And after Travis Gregory McMichael saw Arbery jogging in their neighborhood, both men went out of their way to decide to chase after him. And then Brian, of course, jumped in and started filming the encounter. And they really believed the footage was going to exonerate them. I mean, these three stooges really believe that. That footage did nothing but incriminate them all over the place. Last August, a federal judge sentenced Travis McMichael, the shooter, to life in prison plus 10 years. His father, Gregory, was sentenced to life in prison plus 7 years. And Brian was sentenced to 35 years in prison. But Brian still got a pending sexual assault case coming up. So that 35 years more than likely will increase. So, a federal jury convicted the McMichaels and Brian in February of 2022 of violating Aubrey's civil rights. The jury concluded the three men targeted him because of his race, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. All three men were also found guilty of attempted kidnapping, while the McMichaels were convicted of using guns in a commission of a violent crime. The government officials are expected to file their reply brief to the appeals within the next 30 days. They're wasting their time with this appeal stuff, y'all. They really are. They're not going to be able to appeal their way out of anything at this point. You know, these men need to just sit down and accept the fact they are in that prison. The only way out for them at this point, including Brian, I believe, is going to be in a body bag. That's how they're going to come out of there. They're not going to come out on their 2 feet. And, you know, you made a bad judgment that day. You saw this man jogging by. You should have just left him alone. You know, I see people jogging all the time. I don't feel compelled to go up and start bothering them. You just leave them alone. Let them get their exercise in. What you bothering them for? You know, and there were robberies. They went and looked, and some of y'all might remember this. There were some robberies, but all of the robberies in Brunswick, Georgia, in the area that they lived in, were all done by white people. Some of y'all might remember this because that did come out. Even when they tried to say they thought he was robbing houses. I don't know how somebody jogging down the street look like they're robbing houses. I mean, and you see nobody in court bought that. Oh, he was out there robbing houses. Nobody believed it. So that's why they are sitting in jail today. But please tell me what you think about this story. They got some nerve as far as I'm concerned. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.